people and who is bad people. That's their indicator, right? If the dog likes somebody, then they're good. So, you might say, I'm a brahmachari, I'm not into dogs, you know? So what? If all it takes is that you take that big furry puppy and, you know, you rub his head a little bit and you go like, yeah, good doggy. If that's what it takes, that the person takes the book, then you're going to do it. But we're too proud. We think like, oh no, you know, filthy, ugly beast, you know. I'm not going to touch that. You know, like sometimes people are eating something or smoking something or doing something with their hands, you know. And then if you stand next to them and you're like full of disgust, you know. Maybe people can feel it, you know. They're human beings. They got emotions. They got feelings. If you hurt their feelings, it's not going to happen. If you don't appreciate people, they're not going to appreciate you. If you don't like people, they're not going to like you. If we don't listen to people, they're not going to listen to us. Why should they? It's just basic common sense. So, now this might seem as not very elevated, not very philosophical, not very spiritual. This may seem like human interaction 101, right? Yes, because that's what's lacking in a lot of places, in a lot of times. We have the greatest philosophy, but we're not very good at giving it, at sharing it with others. Why? Because we are many times falling short. We are many times deficient on a human level. That we say thank you, that we say excuse me, I'm sorry, I blew it, it's my mistake. What can I do to make you happy? You know? Because you're on Sankirtan, you're moving the energy, you're pushing hard, sometimes too hard. Sometimes the person gets a little hurt. Hey, whoa, you know? Cool off, you know? Step back. And then if you become upset in your own self-righteous way, and you say, hey, you know, we're the good guys. We're on a mission from God here, you know? We're supposed to do this here. We are bona fide. We are authorized. You're in Maya. I chanted my rounds this morning. The person is going to walk away and think this is just another self-righteous, uptight, you know, fanatic. But if you say, hey, I'm sorry, you know, if I stepped a little too close, you know, and, you know, I'm doing this for my own purification. Thank you for, you know, for correcting me. All of a sudden, they just chill right down, you know. They become really nice. They become really sweet. Because they see that we are out there to learn. We are out there to improve ourselves. We are out there to work on ourselves. That's what we're doing. So marathon means there is intensity. Now before I'm going to start speaking on marathon, I like Vishwambar Prabhu to say something, to address us, because he has to do some important things. I would like him to speak for 5 or 10 minutes and enlighten us all.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll speak some more afterwards. But we have a little intermission here before I start getting going on the marathon topic. Please. Some old friend Vishwambar, who's been doing book distribution for more than 3 decades. About? More or less?
Less.
Anyways, please tell us about your realization of what does it take to connect with the...
I think, I believe that you have touched on the essence of preaching, how to prepare ourselves and how to touch the conditioned souls, how to approach them. And it's all, like you said, it all starts with the faith. Many times myself, in retrospect, I also meditate on the state of my consciousness. And wherever faith we accrue, from reading the books, from associating with the devotees, from chanting Hare Krishna, all these things, it brings us inspiration, realizations. And yes, you are correct that without faith, we will be miserable. Then the word marathon will mean an endeavor. It will mean facing a mountain. it will mean we will see it as a negative obstacle, or something that we do it because we've been told to do by the temple or by the institution. But when the faith is there, then we feel ourselves that we don't do it out of duty. Like I remember Sri Maharaj on his Vyasa Puja day, it was actually amongst all the gurus that I've seen on Vyasa-san speaking on Vyasa Puja day, I think it really touched my heart, something very, the meaning of Vyasadeva, what it means to be there and receiving the worship of the disciples on behalf of Srila Vyasadeva. And he said that the faith, if a person who is preaching, he has faith, then wherever faith he has accrued, then he must give it out. And then that faith will increase, just like the cow, when it gives milk, instead that the milk diminishes in the milk bag, but it will generate more. So preaching, this conviction of this philosophy, the conviction that we have in our realizations, that we ended up in a safe environment by associating with devotees and, like Maharaj said in the class, serving devotees. Seva serves, seva saves the devotees from the danger of Maya. So the conviction that we have, that's called faith. And faith is not to be hampered, it's not to be kept for ourselves. Krishna consciousness is not just a self process, a self-realized process that you just look after yourself. But Krishna consciousness is like an interdependent program. Interdependent. It's internal, you are independent, but you are also interacting with other conditioned souls. So when we give out this faith that we have, this conviction, then it will generate more in our heart. Just like the cow, more gives milk, more the milk will generate. This is the secret of success and how to get more mercy from Krishna, by giving. So as I said many, many times, even myself, I experienced that the function of the soul is to give, and the function of the mind is to take. But when I'm in the mood of giving, then I'm happy. I feel that I'm generating more in myself. I'm feeling that it's a self-generation program. And this faith will not become stagnated. It will, when it goes to other people, they will, like you say, they will perceive it. Now you can have your faith mixed with a good experience, bad experience. If you're doing something out of duty, then the karmi, they are not fools, they will pick it up. If you're doing something in a angry mood, you have some experience at the temple that your consciousness has been disturbed. So you end up, you are doing a marathon, distributing books with that consciousness. Whatever state of consciousness we have, it is actually perceived by the people. And they may accept it, they may buy it, or they may reject it, or they may be neutral. If you are boring in the street, impassive, then people, they just pass by. It's just another salesman. They wouldn't be